Hey, welcome back. So today I want to talk about something called circle time. And you might be saying, Mr. Min, what in the world is circle time? So circle time is something that we will do once we get back into the classroom. But when I talk about it in a little bit, your brains might tell you, hey, wait a second, I've heard this before. Because when we're in the classroom, we'll call our meetings together circle time. When we're on the computer doing our learning, we call it our Zoom meeting procedures or rules. So I'll give you a hint. You've heard all of this before, and you're doing a great job showing me all of our different Zoom rules. So what did I just say? I said that our Zoom rules, our Zoom time together is the same thing as our carpet procedure. So you might hear me using both of these different words. Zoom on the computer, circle time on the carpet. So you guys are going to be pros at this already because you've already showed me that you know how to do these rules and procedures and be in our circle time Zoom meetings the right way. Remember all of those things we did? I want to see your face, find a quiet spot, answering loud and proud, raising your hand. You guys have been doing that in our Zoom meetings, and it's been excellent being able to see you and hear you. So great job already. But I wanted us to know that I'm going to be using the words Zoom and circle time both. Because when we're on our virtual learning, we will be using Zoom, but I want us to hear and be familiar with the word circle time too. So from here on out, we will call our meeting time all together our Zoom circle time so that we really know those words. So when it's time for us to get back into the classroom, we're ready. We know how to do this already. So let's really quick just go through some of the Zoom rules that we had already. Number 1, for Zoom, I wanted to see your face. Remember this beautiful face that you have? I want to see it when we're doing our meetings. The second one was sitting nicely. I don't care if you're on the floor, on your bed, on the couch, as long as you are sitting nicely and not spinning around during our lessons or going a little bit crazy. We'll have time to play and be silly, but when we're doing our Zoom circle times, we need to be sitting nicely. The next one that we've practiced and have been doing already is raising our hand if we have something to say. We know this, right? The next one that we talked about was being respectful. Remember, not making bad faces or sticking our tongue out or laughing at somebody, because that just makes us feel bad. So remember, we have to be respectful. So I'm going to give you a little hint. And remember how I said that Zoom is carpet time or circle time? Zoom on the computer is going to be kind of the same thing that we do in circle time on the carpet. So guess what? I still need to see your face when we're doing circle time in the classroom. I still need you to sit nicely on the carpet. I still need you to raise your hand. I still need you to be respectful. And there's really just a couple more things that we can add to both our Zoom circle times on the computer and our circle times in the classroom. And those 3 things are you ready? Number 1, take turns. I only have 2 ears and 1 brain. So that means if everyone is talking to me at the same time, I'm never going to know what anyone is saying because I can't hear all of these different words and going in my ears and trying to sort them out in my brain. So we have to make sure that we're taking turns because I want to hear what you are telling me. So when we take turns, that means one person at a time is talking. Then I know I'll be able to hear what everyone has to say. So, taking turns. Hey, wait a second, Mrs. Truman. We've been doing that on our Zoom meetings, and we'll be doing that for our circle time. So again, we have the same rule for our Zoom circle time on the computer and our circle time on the computer. These rules are just matching up perfectly. The next one that we can practice is keeping a bubble in our mouth. Now, that doesn't mean that I want you to go and blow a bubble at home and try and eat it. That'd be crazy. We don't want to eat any soap or bubbles. But when I have a bubble in my mouth, I am showing everyone around me that my voice is off. So let's try that out. A bubble in our mouth. With the bubble in my mouth, I couldn't talk and I couldn't interrupt anybody, and I was allowing other people to take their turn speaking. So we are actually going to be using that in our Zoom circle time meetings on the computer, and we'll definitely be using it on our circle time in the classroom. So we have added another rule, keeping a bubble in our mouth, but it's great because we can practice it on the computer and when we get back to our classroom. The last rule, and I'll give you another hint, it's going to be the same for both, is having a safe body. Now, we definitely need to have a safe body for our Zoom meetings and for our circle time in the classroom. But it might look a little bit different because if you followed one of our Zoom procedures before, and I know you have a quiet place to get your work done, and no one's really bothering you. When we're in the classroom, though, we're not going to be by ourselves on the computer. We're going to have me in the classroom and all of our friends in there too. So having a safe body just means if somebody sits a little bit too close to me, I don't want to elbow them away. That's not being very safe. I want to use my words and ask them to scooch over. I want to make sure that if I'm sitting on the carpet, that my feet aren't on somebody else. Nobody wants to smell my stinky feet in their lap. Oh my goodness, no way. So having a safe body is something that we're doing in our Zoom meetings already. And it's something that might look a little bit different when we get to the classroom and have our circle time. But it's something that we can still practice here. Having a safe body, right? We're not doing jumping jacks while we're learning. We're not spinning around like I said. We still have to have our safe body, even when we're in our Zoom meetings, and especially when we get to our classroom for circle time. So, great job with those rules, and we'll keep practicing using that new word of Zoom circle time. So we're ready for our virtual computer learning and we're ready to get back into that classroom, right? So for one of our activities today, we're actually going to be I want you guys to share a picture or a video of you showing us some of these rules for our Zoom circle time. So I want to show you how I would do it. I want to see how many of our Zoom rules I can get. So, just to help me out, let's get those Zoom rules up. Okay. See your face, sit nicely, raise my hand, be respectful, take turns, bubble, safe body. Okay, I thought about the rules and I'm ready to show you, okay? Sitting nicely, seeing my face. Oh, I can raise my hand. I did 6 of our rules. I was able to show you 6 of our rules just by having my body the way it should be in our Zoom circle time and our classroom circle time, right? 6. Can you guys do 6? I had, if you saw, you can see my face. I was sitting nicely. My hand was raised. I was being respectful because I wasn't making any mean faces or laughing at anybody. I had a safe body. I wasn't leaning over or jumping up and down. And I had my bubble. That made 6 different rules that I was able to follow just like that. So I cannot wait to see your own videos of you showing me some of our Zoom circle time rules. I know you can do it. Can any of you do 1, 2, 3? Can any of you show 6 of them like I did? We'll wait and see, and I can't wait to check. Bye, guys.